to be honest, it feels like there's nowhere left to go except with satire. Like from where we're sitting as Canadians, it's like we're watching the most insane political satire that we've ever seen. So the idea to protest in earnest almost seems absurd because it is absurd. Do you know what I mean? Because
well, they tried and it didn't
absurd.
work.
Exactly.
But they tried the resistance.
But on the
it
same
didn't work.
hand, like the big complaint is that Democrats have not stood up effectively to authoritarianism. So enter this thing called tactical frivolity. And then that leads me back to what you were saying. Is that the answer?
Is that the answer?
Do you know what I mean?
So.
That seems nuts to me too. But at the very least, people showed up. People showed up in the thousands.
7 million.
And so I think
7 million.
in the millions, I take that back.
Yeah.
So doesn't the fact that they show up speak louder than whatever costume that might have gone over most of our heads?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the numbers speak.